Hey, what's good, everybody? We are going to do a roundtable on this video. So, C4 Explosives is here,
What's cracking?
and we wanted to bring in
Here we go.
from Florida's 21st district, the one and only Bernard Taylor.
Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Nice to see you guys again.
So, Bernard, I have to tell you something. I bought one of your T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna do this whole grand reveal. I was gonna do an unboxing, all kinds of super
Okay.
dramatic stuff. I just got back about half hour ago from Tahoe, and your shirt is packed in my luggage, and so so you're
So
gonna have
what
to come.
happened
You're
was
gonna yeah.
What
So
happened was,
you're gonna have to come back so I can give you all
oh
the
Lord.
dramatics of the unboxing of the.
All right, that's a bet. That's a bet. That's a guaranteed another appearance now.
Tell
here we go.
Tell Mrs. Taylor I said thank you for making that T-shirt for me and mailing
Absolutely,
it
will
out.
do. Yes,
Because
will do.
when we talk about grassroots, you guys, like Bernard is exactly that. We're supposed to have Russell too. He might be joining us in a little bit, but when we talk grassroots, we're talking people like Bernard Taylor that are up against it. And I wanted to kind of get a feeling from you as to you're running as a Democrat, but you are also still bumping into some obstacles. Can you like share with us some of the things that are happening?
Well, obviously, again, I wasn't picked by the establishment. Nobody anointed me to say this guy is going to be the one that runs under the party. So you're not really going. I tell people all the time, don't expect me to have that statewide party support or that nationwide party support. Not only for the simple fact that I wasn't picked, but also because we are in a primary season, so there are other candidates that are trying to get this seat, and according to the rules and their laws, that they can't really endorse or get behind or support in any way any one of the candidates until there is a nominee, which is
Mhm.
unfortunate again here because in Florida our primaries are 2.5 3 months before the general election. So we can literally take this thing all the way up from April of next year when the following date is complete, when you have to have your fee or your petitions and put yourself on the ballot. It can go from April to August fighting amongst ourselves trying to get the nominations, and then you only have 3 months to try to build your case against the incumbent here in the district. So that's been challenging. Also, fundraising at a grassroots level when you are literally just trying to do the small dollar donation, keeping your integrity and your character, not accepting any corporate interest groups, not accepting any foreign lobbyists, those types of deals. Is you really dependent on the working class to help support your campaign, and it's hard out here for everyone. So my last quarter we raised a little bit over $26,000 for the last quarter. But again, as a grassroots candidate and being in this arena in this field, you tell someone that for people like us, that's like holy, that's half a year's salary you done raised.
Yeah.
When you tell
Mhm.
somebody in the political space and then, oh, that's cute, that's cute. You raised
Yeah,
$26,000. I was like, that's
exactly.
cute. I was like, okay,
We do that
and
for
then
dinner sometimes.
yeah, yeah, and like you say, I look at the people in my primary, the one young lady, she came in with 400,000 and she raised another 380,000 on top of for this last quarter. So she's already raised about $780,000. We had another young man jump into the race this month, and he jumped into the race with $150,000. They're both experienced when it comes to being up in Washington. One, I think, is a former security advisor for Vice President Harris during her campaign. The other young lady, she spent a couple years up in Washington as a White House fellow, so she worked up there in politics as well. But they
Mhm.
have the experience and things of that nature, and obviously they've had the connections to be able to raise that type of money from the sources that they raise them from. I'm not going to speculate, but you all can go look up and see where money's coming from. I told you that the
Mhm.
last time I was on here. So yeah, that is it
Was
is
it it's
it's
safe to
very
say
challenging.
it's safe to say that that money is coming from people that want to see things go their way.
Exactly, exactly.
People,
So
and it's usually people that are used to having things go their way.
go their way. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can tell by where the money is going, who the establishment wants to pick for this race. But luckily for me, I've been out here doing the work. I've been out here talking to people, having conversations, being in the community. People have seen my face for the last 4 or 5 months. They've seen me be active. They've seen me and heard my message. So
Yep.
The people that go to the ballot and put the votes in, I have them on my side. So for
And
what I
they've
don't
seen them, and they've seen you pulling people from burning buildings. Let's come on, son.
man. So for all the financial gaps between me and my other primary opponents, that's not even talking about the general election where that guy got millions of dollars going to be coming his way to keep his seat. Again, just being able to put that sweat equity in and being able to connect with people and get the message across to all people, regardless of background or demographic. Again, every time I'm able to get in the room and have conversations or people hear my message, I walk away with their support. So the goal is to make sure as many people see my message as possible. And that doesn't take $1 million. You know what I'm saying? It does take money, but it doesn't take you raising, millions and millions of dollars. It just takes enough of you being able to have enough money to be able to establish a team to be able to go to different areas, because obviously you can't be everywhere in this district at once. But as long as you have people out there pushing your message, people out there handing out your flyers and continuing to spread who you are, money helps that. Money helps to be able to get the message out.
I haven't seen a whole lot of people out other like the people your opponents at all, and like other than what you're talking about for them, because otherwise I wouldn't have known them other than looking them up. You know what I'm saying? So you could tell there is a I really don't care because I have a war chest behind me
Yeah.
versus like I got to get out here and grind. There is a big difference
Yeah.
because I don't see anything from them out here.
No, that's the thing. Like the one young lady, it's like I'll be at an event and then they announce things that are going on and be like, oh, this person gave $500 to the caucus or to the cause and or to the event or whatever. But it's like, all right, that's nice, but this guy's out here with us in this heat, sweating, helping volunteer, helping with what we're trying to do. This guy just came out here for the food pantry. Yeah, you gave a couple $100 to the food pantry, but this guy came out here and actually ran the 5K with his fellow constituents and was having conversations and doing these things. So, and the people notice that. And I think we are at a time right now in the country where the people are like, you know what, we've been so consumed with, oh, that candidate's raised a lot of money, he must got a lot of support, we're just going to vote for that person. I think a lot of people are waking up to the fact that that's not how that's not how it's supposed to go. Like, I need to start looking into these things and start making sure I'm voting for the person that is actually out here trying to earn my vote and not trying to buy my vote.
Yeah. And just to let everyone know, Bernard is running in the 21st district, which is where Cefore Explosives lives. So to put that in and to make that connection. So it's not like we're randomly talking to Bernard. It's like he's representing Mike, and I think it's important for folks to get to know the people that are trying to represent them, because it's through talking and seeing what's needed. Like you guys talk about, oh, this river and the whatever Hakanatui River and the this other thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for people to realize that like Bernard is literally in the community. He's literally doing these things. And if you're tired of career politicians who they might get the bag and then just kind of have a house in that district, like Bernard is literally saving people's lives. When I say he's pulling people out of burning buildings, Bernard is a superhero. He is a he's a EMT, he's a firefighter, he's that dude. And so, his message resonates with me. Even though I live in California, I want my politicians to be more like Bernard. I want my politicians to be more like Andre Vasquez. Again, I keep talking about him. He's an alderman in the north side of Chicago. And all kinds of stuff is happening in Chicago as we speak.
All kind of stuff.
But Andre is out there. He's got his phone and he's showing everybody, hey, this weekend we have a thing happening. There's a function happening here, and come out and we're gonna have food and games and all the things. And I love seeing the people being in the community of which they represent.
Absolutely. Got to, man. Got to. Again, you can't say you're working for the people if you don't know what the people need. You know what I'm saying? You can't say you're
Mhm.
representing people if, when you are a representative like my representative, when you come out to events and people are trying to, express their concerns to you, and you calling them derogatory terms and things of this nature, and acting above it because you just think no matter what you say and do, you just got this thing in the bag. So you don't have to have any form of decorum, and you can just talk to people any way you want. And
Mhm.
that's what we're gonna show them, man. That the arrogance will be the downfall, because people are starting to wake up and realize that we deserve better as a country.
Yeah, and going back to what's happening in Chicago, they have full on. There's ice raids happening. They have the literal military.
Yeah,
It's not.
Hmm.
It's not the regular military.
not even the
But
Chicago
it's
National Guard; it's the Texas National
it's
Guard.
the Texas National Guard.
Right.
So I
Like,
don't know about you,
yeah,
but it seems to
yeah.
me it seems a little like you're trying to pick a fight.
I'm trying to tell you,
Well, what's
even though
cool,
if you,
what's
yeah,
let's say what's cool is going on there is you have a strong mayor up there.
hmm
Brandon Johnson, who just signed an executive order saying they can't use any public buildings for any of their operations for ICE. So he's taking a stand and he's putting, his that's kind of the roundtable that we're looking for that in our leaders, and that's why we want to do these roundtables with people in different demographics and different areas so they can share ideas. What is working in your area, so we can try to implement something over there. What's working over there that's going to work over here, and just
Hmm.
keep fighting them on all fronts possible because they're money, they're printing money, and
Hmm.
they could try to do whatever they want, but when people are up there in front of their faces, they're starting to become hesitant because the people that are in power in places like Chicago, and if we elect Bernard Taylor, to sit at the seat and sit at the table, we got guys like that are going to fight for us too. That's important, man.
And that's one of the things that people keep asking me. They're, oh, you have a podcast. Everybody has a podcast. Yeah, but I think I'm trying to do something a little bit different. To me, I think that democracy is the conversation, exactly what you just got done explaining, is a conversation of like, here's an idea. Let's, I don't know, let's put it through the scientific process where
yeah,
this is what I'm thinking. Let's poke holes in it. Okay, cool. Now, how do we make it better? How do we make it better? But unfortunately, what we've been learning is that we can't necessarily trust the people that are being funded as freely as they are, because now we're starting to see in real time that we're starting to see the game, and folks with money will do what it takes for them to continue to have the money, and I'll be damned.
absolutely, 100%, 100%. Somebody asked me today, like, am I ready to be called all types of, anti-Semitic and all these different things? Because that's what's gonna happen, man. People gonna throw dirt, they're gonna throw stones, they're gonna make up stuff that is not true. But when you got enough money to put it out there and say it enough times, unfortunately, with our society, we hear things enough times, we start to believe them. So I say, look, man, all I can do is get out here and be myself and try to do the best I can. I can't control what others say and do and what they try to portray me as. But I knew what I was signing up for. I knew what the potential was coming down, as far as like getting into this game, and I know how dirty it can be. And again, like I said, if I wasn't ready to get down in the mud, I wouldn't have started this process, all these
Mhm.
weeks ago. So, um,
And not for
I'm
anything, but they're
right.
going to call you those names anyway, whether or not you're
Exactly.
running.
Exactly. Like regardless. I ain't call that stuff. You get called that stuff regardless. It don't even matter if you're
Exactly.
running or not.
They don't even have to see you. Like one of the thorns in my side lately is this Stephen Miller guy.
That
Oh
Boy,
my
dude.
goodness.
he gets on stage and he
Oh,
talks so much garbage, and it's someone who you can tell by his body that he has never put in a hard day's work.
absolutely not, man. And he talked like somebody who knows he got like a bunch of people standing behind him. He wouldn't
Mhm.
dare talk like that if it was just him versus another person in the street, man. And that's what I don't like
Mhm.
about this stuff, man. It's a lot of these people up here just be talking like I can tell y'all ain't never been like punched in your mouth ever in your life. You just been literally just been out here just talking. It's cool. I can say what I want nobody do nothing. I got all this power. Well, one day all that stuff's gonna be gone, man. This
Mm-hmm.
whole power trip y'all all on.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, man, you're not even smart enough to do what you're trying to do. You're getting on CNN and giving the game away, talking about some plenary authority and all these different things, man. It's like when I see stuff like that like, again, that just makes me like, oh yeah, that's right. Anytime I start to feel down, I see stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. These people are done.
Yep. Yep. And it goes to show you, like, it maybe at one point in we'll limit it to the existence of the United States.
Mhm.
Maybe at one point people with money were probably a little more educated because they had access to the books and all the things, all the knowledge, right? Now with nepotism, we're starting to learn that you can be an idiot and have money, because if your parents gave you everything you have,
Yeah, you could be a D average student when you already got the money. When you ain't got the money, you can't be a D average student. You got to be an A student.
exactly.
And that's why you say a lot. That's why a lot of people always say, man, what's that one parable? You know, the dad walks so the kid can drive, the kid drove so the child could fly. And when his child started flying, he forgot that he forgot how to walk, and he had to
Mhm.
start the process all over again.
Yeah.
And the further that stuff goes along, and when you talk about nepotism, the further the money goes down into the family, into the generations, the you always hear, man, the people either go bankrupt or something tragic happens, and now you born, and it's like, well, all this money my family had, and you're like, hey, your mama messed it up, man. I don't know what to tell you. Your daddy was out here being stupid. Now you got to start all over. Now you got to start all over because they ain't know how to manage the money. Crazy.
Yeah. And don't go thinking that this little brave thing that he's got going on, Stephen Miller specifically,
Yeah.
just because you got stacks that make you feel like a giant. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I think AOC hit that thing on the head, man. He operate like somebody who's 4'10" and know they 4'10" and just mad.
Mad at the
Short know they
world,
short, man. That's crazy, man. I can't believe that they made that man listen to that on live TV. Played that clip of that lady calling him short. And he just had to sit there and take it.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking all that
Great.
mess too. And it,
Yeah.
like when he was doing when he did that speech at the Charlie Kirk, we'll call it a funeral, when he was saying,
Okay.
you
Okay.
don't build anything, you don't design anything, you don't da 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 da, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, he took those ideas off of
Mm-hmm.
uh oh boy's uh propaganda,
Yep.
minister of propaganda,
Mhm.
that was a little Nazi.
Yep.
And then a Jewish dude, this is how morally bankrupt he is. A Jewish guy was quoting Nazis and telling us that we don't make anything, we don't design anything. I'm sorry, sir, but with those soft ass hands and a body that looks like a bag full of mashed potatoes, I know for a fact that you haven't built a damn thing in your life.
No, absolutely not, man. That's their game, man. They keep us going against each other. They keep the rhetoric flowing so that the people down here who are working with our hands, who do help this country stay afloat and do the work to keep this country going, they keep us at each other instead of actually looking at these people like, wait a minute, who are you? Like, what you talking about right now? Tom, what you don't know about a hard day's work? Like, what
Yeah,
do we got going on here? Like, and I
yeah.
think I think a lot of people are starting to look up. We've been looking left and right for so long. I think the majority of people are starting to look up and be like, hold up, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Yeah, this does not work for me.
Yeah, this is not right, man. I literally I made a video today talking about how the priorities of this country is just all ass backwards, man. Between the ICE budget going from $40 billion to $150 billion, that $110 billion, I looked it up. I did the
Mm.
research. That $110 billion that they found to do the ICE budget to increase, that same $110 billion could have funded paid maternity and paternity leave for every American. It could have paid for free breakfast and school lunch for every American, and it could have paid for free pre-K for 3 and 4 year olds here in this country. Those three things, how would that affect your cost of living if you didn't have to pay for those things? how far do your dollars
Mhm.
spread now if you don't have to pay for those things? So when they tell us, oh, we don't have the money to do all that stuff. Yes, you do. You just don't prioritize it. That's what I
Exactly.
tell people on the campaign trails. Like whenever they're telling me about these things, like, oh, how you gonna pay for that? The same way we pay for everything else. Make it a
Or how about
priority.
this? Or how about this? How about we don't bomb a country for a little bit?
Yeah. That might be a great idea actually.
Because if we
Yeah.
look at, we spend money to bomb a country, and then we spend money to get them back up on their feet. But
Mhm.
yet, you're not going to spend money to get us back up on our feet.
Nope.
The greatest nation this world has ever known,
Yep.
and we're creating more homelessness than we're solving.
Yeah. And I think somebody, Maxwell Frost was listening to him talk. He said he made a great point. Every $100 the rent goes up, homelessness goes up 9% in this country.
Hmm.
Ooh. Ooh.
Every $100 your rent goes up, homelessness goes up 9% in this country.
Hmm.
That is a insane stat. Insane stat. So
Yeah.
think about that. When the rent goes up, if there's 10 people in your life, one of y'all will be homeless
Mhm.
because the rent's increased by $100. That is absolutely insane, man. And again, we ain't got money for that stuff, but don't worry, the Qataris got a Air Force base over in Idaho now, so everything's all good.
Isn't that weird?
Oh.
Yeah, you ain't see that, Mike?
I
Man.
see that
just
one.
found out about that today.
Yeah, that came out today, man. Yeah, that they gonna let them have an Air Force base over there in Idaho to come over here and train and things of that nature. But
Mhm.
America first.
But they trying to get their
Thanks for the
plane
jet.
back.
Crazy. They over here
No,
now. They get their people over here. They gonna make sure they
that was
train them
part
over
of
here.
the that plane was a tax. The
Yeah,
plane was a tax so they can come and get this.
Oh yeah, he said, "Hey, you got a plane, and we building this golf course. Yeah, let's get these bases over here set up in your country."
Let's remember, even in the first Trump term, he got in trouble because he went to Ukraine and said, "Yeah, we could hook you up, but."
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what's to keep him from going to Qatar and saying, "Yeah, we can hook you up, but I'm gonna need a golf course and I'm gonna need a jet."
And sure enough,
Is it weird? By me saying that, does it sound like outside his behavior?
No.
no, not at all.
No, that's who he is.
Not at all.
And
But we know.
so make America great again by what? By giving Qatari an Air Force base?
Yeah, man,
Bad
America
business as
first.
usual.
And this is my thing about ICE. This is how I know all of these ICE raids are bullshit. Because they said we're going to sick ICE on said city.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Good plan. Then what? Then what? You going to build a grocery store? Like, what are you defending?
Yeah.
What are you and let me tell you,
Mhm.
where ICE is hitting, they go downtown and they do what? There's no illegals downtown, bro.
Nothing.
There's
Yeah.
no illegals downtown.
Yeah.
There's none. They're in the neighborhoods. So you
Mhm.
have to go into the neighborhoods. That's
Yep.
where it's going to get dirty. That's where we're going to find out. We're going to find out if what we say about Chicago is true.
Yes, sir.
When they
Hey.
go into the neighborhoods, we're going to find out.
Better
Right.
leave them people alone, man. I hope it doesn't happen because that's just gonna give them an excuse to be like, you know what, martial law, and then we got a whole different problem.
Right.
So
But instead of doing all of that, what you could have said is, look, we have an ICE budget of however many, what was it? $1.5 billion,
no, they're 150 billion now.
150. What if, since Chicago is supposedly struggling as much as they do, what if we took ICE, gave them 50 billion, and then we took 100 billion and went into the west side of Chicago and actually like built it up, gave them, instead of 150 liquor stores,
What
what
are
if
you
we give
doing?
them a grocery
Wait,
store?
stop. We don't do that in America. We don't invest in people. Stop that. What are you talking about? That's not
Oh yeah,
America.
we only
What's
invest
going
in
No.
on?
Qataris.
We don't invest in people here in America. That is crazy talk. Don't. What do you got going on, man?
And according to Trump, Portland doesn't even have grocery stores.
Yeah, that's
I was
right.
like,
Yeah,
what do you?
that's right. Yeah,
This kid?
no grocery stores in Portland. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I swear to God,
Oh,
Oh
that's
my
just out of
goodness.
Chicago.
these people, man. Whenever they do them little round tables where like all the cabinets just sitting there and talking and just basically having just a circle jerk, I just
Yeah.
like this. I know I didn't pay as much attention in my 20s and growing up when I was younger to politics, but I don't ever remember this going on, man. Like
It didn't
I don't
ever.
ever remember none of this stuff
Nah.
going
It
on,
didn't
man.
ever. You have to think about that stuff. Like when they're sitting at the round table and they're pleasing him,
Yeah.
they're giving him verbal fellatio.
Pleasing him.
You
Yeah.
have to think of it. You have to think of it like this: Trump's whole game is what people see, how he can leverage the media. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. There's no substance. There's no nothing. Everything is about what you can see and what he can pitch you.
Hmm.
So what he's doing is he gets all his little clowns to sit around the table. They all jerk him off. And then those clips he then sends to wherever the hell it is that he needs to go, whether it's Russia, whether it's Saudi Arabia, whatever, whether it's North Korea. And then he goes and he says, "Oh, look at all my people love me. Oh, look at I've done all those wonderful things."
Mm,
Oh, right.
Yep,
yeah.
Forgetting that literally everybody else got a camera.
absolutely. Everybody,
We
everybody.
can see you.
And that's the
And they're
thing,
talking
like,
shit about him.
yeah, and that's the thing, like, it ain't like, back in the day we had landlines. We can't see what's going on in other places. We got to,
Everything was written on paper.
yeah, like we got to, you got to charge, $20 to make a long distance phone call. Like, no, I can go on the app right now and search, hey, what are these people over in this country saying about us right now? And you'll have a bunch of videos with people just like clowning these people over here, man. And it's just like, oh gosh. Not all of us. Anytime I get a comment and from somebody from another country that asks what's wrong, I say, look, it ain't all of us. It ain't all of us,
It
man.
is not.
It is not
It
all of
is
Right.
us.
not.
I'm sorry that y'all are seeing the worst of us right now, but we working on it. We working on it, man.
And to my brothers and sisters out there not in the United States, we're sorry that you are seeing what we're seeing. I get messages from overseas too,
Mm-hmm.
and I say I apologize for you having to see what it is that we're going through, but we're seeing it for the first time too,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're starting to turn on the lights now with social media and everybody's a reporter. We're turning on the lights and in all these dark rooms, and we're starting to see, oh, you're doing
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to
Yeah.
stop that, and we got to stop that, and we got to stop that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All
Right?
that sleight of hand is going out the window.
Yep.
Ain't no more magicians out here. We see everything.
Because back in the day, like
Yeah.
Bernard probably wouldn't even be in this race.
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not without the old ways of doing things. Like you said,
Yeah.
you had to be anointed. You had to know somebody at the newspaper. You gotta again go in all these groups who got all this power and all this stuff. Now, again, you could just build it up on your own, man, and get the support of the people and things of that nature. So very fortunate. I think again, this has just been a perfect storm and the right time to try to do something like this. And we got to make it happen, man. We have to, because we can't do this. We cannot do this for another 2 years after 2026.
No.
There is no way. We barely holding on to get through this first year. So luckily we'll have a bunch of elections next year to keep things distracted. Hopefully they don't cause any more damage, even though I don't have my hopes too high on that. But
Yeah.
yeah, we just got to continue doing what we're doing, man. Out here bringing awareness every day, and out here in these streets trying to get people to see the light, man, and see that there are people that want to do right, and we just got to find them.
We chopped it up for a little bit, and about a month ago,
Hmm.
we met up, and then after we met, as I was pulling out, you were talking to some people that were sitting over there in Panera.
Hmm.
Like, what is it like just having, like, I'm sure you do that all the time because you see an opportunity. What are those conversations like, is there what type of resistance are you seeing from them?
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, man. I have not had a negative. interaction since I've started this thing in April. Everybody, when I'm having these conversations, like, oh, what you run? I'm running for Congress. Here, I say, yeah. Like, who are you running against? I'm like, Brian Masters, our representative. It's always the same thing. I can't stand it. I hate it. It's always the
Yes.
same thing. And it's literally like, I'm not just talking about it like certain areas. Like, no matter where I go in this district, even in Martin County, where Martin County is heavily Republican district, I'm just running into people. It's like staunch Republicans, and they can't stand this dude, man. They cannot stand this dude to save his life. And when I'm having these conversations and we're having these back and forth discussions, and people are kind of kind of feeling me out, seeing types of things that I want to do, who I am as a person, what my values are, what my character is, I can say with confidence that I have a 96% closure rate as far as like people saying we're going to vote for you or we support what you're doing. And that's again talking with people with all demographics. So that's why I'm so adamant about the more people that see my message, and I can get the more people that can see who I am and see my candidacy, see my campaign, the better it's going to be when it comes time to make these decisions in the ballot box come next year. And that's what the finance does, man. The finance gets your name out there. To run ads down here in this area in South Florida. Any other area in Florida, I think it's like for 600 ads, it's about $250,000. But because we live in South Florida with all these rich folks, then they think everybody got money. That same amount of ads here is $500,000. So even to just have those ads on the TV come next fall is almost $500,000. And that's the types of things that people know that have all this money that aren't in the community, because they know when the time comes they'll hit you guys with an ad blitz, and then that's when you'll start to be like, oh, this person's on TV quite a lot. That what they got going on? They must be the person I'm supposed to support because they're on TV all the time, or I hear them on the radio, or hear their name and things of that nature. And that's what happens. That's why you don't see a lot of people in the streets like I am and in the community like I am, because they still go on with these political consultants who are telling them, just lay low, we're gonna raise this money, and when the time comes, we just blitz these people with a bunch of ads and things of that nature, and you don't have to be out there and present yourself, because on top of not wanting to consume your time with that, you don't want people out here to slip up and make a mistake by saying something they ain't supposed to be saying and things of that
Right.
nature, because a lot of people, they're very manicured as far as like being politicians, and Americans are sick of that, man. We want authenticity. That's why when I get out here and I'm speaking and I talk on these platforms, people can tell like, nah, that man just talking, because I ain't ducking no questions, and my answers is always like, I'm gonna give you a straight up answer, whether we agree or we don't. I'm still gonna give you a straight up answer, and then we either gonna agree to disagree and keep it moving, right? Because that's the beautiful thing about not having to be attached to none of these organizations and these big political action committees and things of that nature. You have to be careful what you say as to not offend your donors. And when you don't have those ties, I ain't got to be careful what I say, because my donors are the people. I don't have to worry about, oh, you said something, now we not writing you this big fat check and all this other stuff. Like, no, I'm gonna say what's on my mind. You can donate, or you don't. It ain't gonna make me no never mind.
And let me point
Yeah,
this out to politicians that are currently politicians. Authenticity don't mean getting on TV and saying bad words.
Yeah, like
That's
that.
not authenticity.
Yeah, we can tell
That's
that's
not what
fake
we're
too.
asking for.
I know people who curse, and I know who don't know how to curse, and I can always tell on TV people who ain't never used a cuss word a day in their life. Like that's not even where that F goes in that sentence, man. I'm like, stop that. Like we know you don't know what you're doing. I done been cussed out, and I seen my mama cuss out many people. I'm a fluent speaker of getting cussed out, and I can tell when somebody don't know what they doing.
Who was it? Was it Mystical that said, I'm a cuss word expert?
There you go. That's right. 100%. 100%.
yeah.
100%. Well, and I knew it was gonna happen, man. That pager going off, bro. So I'm gonna have to get on out of here. Look like I'm getting a call, man. It's gonna have to cut this
All
conversation
good,
short on my
brother.
part, man.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
you
much for
guys.
taking time to check in.
Absolutely.
We'll get you back on.
Thank you, brother.
Oh God, somebody vehicle accident. Somebody done went into the turnpike. Got to get it. See you guys later, man.
Oh man.
Take it easy, folks.
Take care,
Be
brother.
safe, brother.
Yep.
All right, folks. So that was the talk with Bernard Taylor, and we're going to have him back on the channel just because he's always so giving. And if you follow him on social media, you're going to see that he's incredibly active. He's always doing TikTok lives. He's always out there like creating content and giving you guys a really good idea of what it would be like to have him as your representative. I didn't even ask him. I wanted to ask him like a yes or no, release the Epstein files.
I got a good idea what he was saying.
Anyway, yeah, so if you guys want to, please check out Bernard Taylor. We're going to have all his social media stuff, as well as Cefore Explosive. We're going to have all their social media stuff in the description of this video, so please go ahead and check them out. And if you can, this is grassroots efforts that we're seeing more and more because everyone is tired. We want our representatives to be from us, not someone who's paid enough to have a house here. Like I think it was Russell that was talking about the person that he's running against. Russell took a picture of his car, and his car had California license plates. So how are you running for Congress in Montana, but you're one of your residents, possibly your primary residence, because you have California plates on your car? That means, I'm assuming that your primary residence might be in California. I don't know. I don't know the deal, but I know that if I'm voting for a representative, I need someone who's here in my area, so they know. Like I was telling earlier on in this conversation, how would anyone that doesn't stay in District 21 know what's going on in District 21? You know, like
if there's somewhere else.
to,
Same thing happened with Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
You know, when he was trying to run, he's not even in Pennsylvania or whatever, or wherever he's trying to run at.
Yeah.
It's full of shit.
Yeah. So this grassroots push is happening and it's gaining steam. That's why we're seeing the No Kings. But by the way, I'm going to go to No Kings here in San Francisco. We're going to rouse some rabbles. And that's what it is. It's like people are tired of electing people that we are told to vote for, instead of like a Bernard, like a Russell. They're out there, they're grinding, they're literally going from place to place to have these open houses. Meanwhile, the established candidates, they don't have roundtables, they don't have open houses, they don't do any of those things because they know they're going to say the wrong thing, and the establishment isn't letting them say those things.
Right.
So we need
people want
like,
the truth.
Yeah, and we need people like Bernard that are there, active in the community. They know. Bernard knows exactly what to ask for. Bernard, because he's there.
Exactly.
So all that to say, please check out Bernard if you can help him. Please do that. Or even people that are pushing grassroots efforts in your area, please think about, if you can, supporting them. And if you don't mind, send their contact information to us. Send them to us and we'll have a conversation with them too. And then that way, you know, grassroots efforts are the way to make meaningful change, and we're here to support those efforts. And with that, we're out.
Peace.